Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm in a room and it's kind of a wreck. This room initially was for hiding bodies. No, I'm kidding. This room was initially for, what was it? Bless you. What was this room for? I don't know, but it's become a room. Not cool. Not cool. Now it just stores a lot of my metaphysical books, oils and perfumes, altars, craft supplies, a tortoise, and a treadmill and a cello. Um, Not very cool. Not very cool at all. I'm not going to address why I've been gone. Like, if you look at American news, then you can, I don't know, like, get a fucking clue and understand why things have been and things have not. Obviously. Okay, things have been and things have not been. Um, Personally speaking, I've been going through a lot of Plutonian transformation, I suppose, on the front of like personal relationships, especially with those um with people like close to me or people who I thought were close to me. And so it's really weird. So I'm just kind of like in this very strange in between place, which I think that a lot of people are. You're gonna have to excuse Crispy. He's totally fine. He just likes going to the top of the staircase and meowing if anybody's up there and people are down here. That's just how it is. Um, he's fine. I promise he's totally fine. But anyways, I feel like I really lost myself within a lot of friendships and relationships that I had. And I've had over the years. Like I always do that. And is it super lame? Yes. Yes, it is. Is this camera angle horrible? Yeah. And so you just have to fucking get over it. But yeah, so I think that a majority of, I don't know, I guess what was going on with me had to deal with a transition. Anyways, so now I'm kind of trying to get back to who I was before a lot of these relationships had me diluting myself. That way I could be consumable for other human beings who were not used to my kind of over the top, Leo moon, extroverted, metaphysical stuff. You know what I mean? And yeah, that kind of sucked. But also on like the personal front, I went through some pretty intense periods of trial and error with certain medical systems that I don't really want to get into because it's none of your fucking business. And I think that a lot of the internet has kind of taught us to be intimate with complete strangers, and like there's definitely wackadoos watching my shit, and so it's kind of like you have to reel yourself in because people are in need of communion and community. At the same time, they seek it online, which is totally fine. I do that too sometimes. But people will become not, they're not very, how do they say, like the very like aware of the sensations within their body. And so whenever I tell people to discover themselves or start developing the questionings of the things, like when people need to start talking to themselves, and not in a negative way, but being like asking questions about themselves, know thyself, they get very confused and they like to project upon somebody externally because it's just a thing. It's more like, Moses had all those motherfuckers out in the desert and he was like, okay, we're gonna go and worship God. They were like, let's build a golden cow, and then he was like, no. People just, they miss it, they miss the whole meaning and purpose and things. And so you will have to excuse me in this room because the room and the me is not this is not aesthetically pleasing, and I don't really care. I don't care. But I went through recently a couple of procedures and everything is fine. And I'm not going to get into what kind they were, but they have left a very sour um taste in my mouth and in my body about the medical system, and I have lost respect. for certain people, and that's fine. It's life. You don't have to respect strangers. You don't have to respect elders. You don't have to respect someone because they're a doctor, because literally you don't know what their fucking you don't know what their fucking search history is. So you don't have to respect anybody for any reason, period. Do you understand what I'm saying? But people like to play these games where they're like, you can trust policemen because that's their job. Stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard. They're a teacher, so you can trust them. They're a priest, so you can trust them. Take it from me. Don't trust human beings. Don't trust them. You can trust the stars, and you can trust to an extent because they keep putting satellites up there. You can trust the stars to an extent, and you can trust your native flora and fauna to react in appropriate ways to the shifting seasons. That's about it, bitch. That's about it. Can you trust a human being? No. Should you trust your friends all the way, 100%? No, because I've just learned that some people can just fucking do a kick flip off of a fucking dime, and just treat you like utter shit and abandon you for no fucking reason, and then close themselves off and claim it's mental health issues and whenever. And then when you ask them, like, when you're trying to help them through something, they just, I don't know. It's weird. There's some actions that humans exhibit that are not excusable. This is not excusable. And don't come back to my doorstep being like, hey, in 2 years, act like this thing never happened, because the thing did happen, and I don't forget. I don't forget. I have a long memory. I don't forget. Patience. Patience and a long memory. Just kidding. I don't have patience. I don't want it either. So, what am I saying? I think I'm saying that it's okay for people to be upset with how things are and how things have been. I know I am, for certain, upset. And I think the whole planet, in some way, shape, or form, is upset by the inexcusable, grotesque realization of the world that we've been living in, and how people abuse their power when they get it, or they are co-made, co-made to kind of abuse their power in order to fit into their reindeer games. And I understand that. I get that. What I don't get is a lot of things. Right? Like, I don't understand a lot of things. I think that's pretty fucking status quo normal. I don't think a lot of people do get things. I think there's a lot of people online that are liars. I think there's a lot of people online that are projecting a false reality. And I think there's a lot of bots. And all of these things being said, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. And that's fine, because it's a natural part of nature, is that things are dangerous. But it's also a natural part of nature for fear and curiosity to take its place. And so, moving forward, I think that it's extremely important for people to start questioning themselves. Do you really know what you're fucking talking about? I don't. Do you really know what you stand for? Do you really know who you could trust? Do you really know what your neighbor is capable of? Do you really know what you're capable of? Have you taken the time of, out of the day to, address certain situations and really put yourself out there? Or are you an armchair investigator, keyboard warrior type of person who has never left their front porch and has something to say about things that are happening in places that you can't even fucking pronounce? And so this is the things we're having issues with, yeah. And so it's it's interesting. It's fucked. It's fucking interesting. I don't know. But follow your path, because there is a path to the sun, and it's yours, and it's individually for you. And I don't know how you're supposed to get there. It's none of my business. It's none of your business what I'm doing. It's none of my business what you're doing. I think that there's points in time and space where people can like, hey, hee, hee, ho, ho, like make a joke and hang out with each other. But I think there's also this like forever learning as long as you're like in a body, you know. I don't know why I say it like that. As long as you're in a body, you're gonna be learning lessons and you're gonna be going forward. Sometimes you're gonna be going backwards. Sometimes it's a dance, but there's purpose and meaning within what's going on. And for people to discredit it is naive and stupid and foolish. But then there's much lessons to be learned if you're a fool, is there not? The world is your oyster. Why is the world an oyster? I don't know. Ask yourself some questions. You know, like, like have a think for yourself. Don't go on the fucking internet. Hey, blah 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 blah. AI is. What does this mean? Like, no, have a fucking thought. And so I think that's what's going on with me right now. There's a lot of people who I have lost respect for. There's a lot of people who I don't trust, and there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of mishandling, and there's a lot of purposeful, like, sleight of hand going on. And do I understand any of it? No. I'm just saying what's going on. I don't fucking understand what's going on. Like, I just don't fucking get it. And I don't understand what's going on. And I think that's a normal reaction. It's normal. So personally, I've just been getting back to my center, to myself, who I am, what am I, who am I, what were my ancestors doing, what am I supposed to be doing, what's going on directly in front of me, what are things that I find interesting, attractive, you know, the things that are resonating with me. What's resonating with me? And then that's like a little snapshot of how you're doing is what you're resonating with. What do you seek out constantly? And that's a good reflection of like what you need to figure out to some extent, or what is seeking you out as well is another good thing to reflect upon. And then also, of course, you know, just the whole people are going to be perverts. People are going to be nasty, hideous creatures, and they will get what they deserve because that's just the nature of the cycles. Like you reap what you sow. And I think that there's a lot of emphasis on people trying to like not reap what they sown, you know? And so, you know, like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? What the fuck? And so anyways, what I've been doing is getting back to myself, getting back to my sense of self, understanding what serves me and what does not, and what I serve. Furthermore, what serves me and what I serve, and how that impacts my life. Trying to let go of things that are no longer in alignment with my morals and values, which are ever changing, because I believe that it's okay once new information is brought to light, brought to your face. It's important for you to weigh these things out against logic, reason, intuition, and all of these things. It's very dangerous for people to just digest what's in front of you. It's very important for you to have a thought. Okay, Five Head has spoken. It's very important for you to have a fucking think, to have a sit, to be yearning. It's okay to yearn. It's okay for someone not to upload every day. It's okay for you to not have immediately being responding to these text messages, emails. It's okay for the instant gratification to dissolve into a moment for reflection, if you will. I think that people who grew up in the 90s and 80s and further back, they understand what the fuck yearning is. Bring back yearning 2026. Like, journal and consider the fact that once you hit 18, you will, and you're not immune to propaganda. You are not immune to um, lies, manipulation, and falsities. You're not immune to it. You have been programmed, and I'm not saying like AI programming. I'm not saying that. Well, bots have been programmed for something, but also humans have been, let's say, groomed. And petted and made into to fall into line with certain agendas. And there's so many, all that. You're not immune, you're not special, you're not immune to propaganda. You're going to get some things wrong, you've been taught incorrectly, purposefully, and it's okay to reevaluate and to have a thought and to have a think and to weigh it against your intuition. And it's okay to be angry, because angry is it's sacred and it's holy, and it's a very fucking good mirror. If you could just stop, if you could stop, like, don't always reach for something when you have an emotional reaction. Sometimes it's good to just sit there and think, hmm, hmm, just have a thought. Why am I angry? What triggered me? What is making me angry? Write about it in a journal. You could talk to it with a friend or a therapist. That's perfectly fine, as long as you trust that friend or therapist. And if you don't trust your therapist, or you don't have, like, your therapist does not align with your morals or values, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you could get another one. There's millions of those fuckers floating around trying to get a buck off your back. Like, there's millions of therapists out there. I can guarantee you, you're going to find one over time and space that aligns with your morals and values, whatever they may be. Whether I think they're good or bad, it doesn't matter, because you have your individual walk that you must walk on. And, like, this is none of my fucking business. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I'm gonna go. But yeah, I just want to like hop on here from my shitty arts and craft room with all of my books, and it's kind of like a storage room now, and so I'm just sitting on the floor of my storage room about to clean it. I'm about to clean it, so if you see mess in the background, I'm about to clean it. But I had a fucking thought, and I wanted to fucking reflect it with you guys and then post it on here, because I'm stupid and a fool, and there is much to be learned from a fool and king. But yeah, all that being said, bro, all that being said, it is hard to not be. My fucking mic died. I'm just gonna go. Okay, goodbye.